And we're live. And we're in the garage. And hopefully it's not too crappy. DeWalt's going to go away again. It worked. It's fine. I hopefully have the spindle working now. It's over there. I got new water lines for it. I got new nipples for it. I 3D printed a support because I'm just going to use standard water barbed units. I actually found some that fit it. The hard part was finding some M8 threaded 1 inch or 1 millimeter, 1 inch, I don't know, M8 by 1 threaded hose lines. I actually found them finally on Amazon. They're not compression fittings, they're just standard 3 barb. From what I understand, they'll work. Some people say if the movement will eventually wiggle the, what's up, Michael? The movement will eventually loosen the hose off the barbs and start leaking, and so on and so forth, over the compression fittings. The company didn't want me to wait that I bought it from any longer. It'd been a while, so they reimbursed me $15. Said, go buy something, whatever you want to get it working. We're going to contact the actual manufacturer. We're still going to get you some, but here's $15. Go buy some whatever to get it up and running. You shouldn't be waiting any longer, which is cool. I mean, Vevor, Vevor, I don't know. They're pretty good about it. They're a little slow in the sense of I email them and it's usually the next day before I get a response, if that early. The biggest problem is I've been doing it over the weekend, which they're Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 out in California, blah, blah, blah. Response has been slow, not really anyone's fault, just with the way it is for service. But they have been, pretty good about it. I mean, usually the responses are reasonable. It's just been a nightmare. Some of it is just doing it for the first time. I think all of these spindles, they just assume these Chinese companies like you know what you're doing, and I don't. So yeah, there's that. So first thing, let's get rid of the DeWalt. The DeWalt has been usable, I guess you could say. It is sick loud. The vacuum is pretty loud in itself, but this thing makes it even louder and just obnoxious, and it just is obnoxious and loud. Is the video not jumpy, hopefully? Again, I'm hoping that the video is halfway decent and not fading in and out. We have halfway decent internet out here again, so it should be all good. It says I only have one viewer, which might be me, although there's 2 of you here, it seems. Anyway, I need to get that dust cover vacuum thing off, because that's the other thing I got to figure out is how I'm going to handle dust collection with the spindle. I think I can modify this unit actually to work, because even though the actual spindle is bigger diameter than this, I could just cut it out. There's plenty of room. I mean, I can make this, it's 76, it needs to be 80. So I could cut this out and make it work. But that spindle, and I'll show you in a minute, actually has a smaller diameter head. It just as it gets down into the lower section, it tapers down, drops down to like 50 or something. So I could just 3D print a filler and it snaps on. It just wouldn't be adjustable in height. The bracket that mounts this, and I'll show you, actually has designed for a single rotted self-made. They actually sell their own little dust boot. It's like $130 for a dust boot. Again, I may just modify this to take the rod. I'll get a freaking piece of wood dowel that I can drill and glue on here or whatever, so I can drop it up and down, which might be the best method in the long run. Yeah. Other than that, everything, hopefully, come on, get on there. I can make that hole bigger. Should be good. Should be. We shall find out. And let's unplug it. Unplug. And I have it Velcroed, which you guys can't see all this, but I have it Velcroed. To the vacuum hose, which I gotta undo. Keep it all up and out of the way. Oh boy. So what are you guys up to on this wonderful Saturday hot morning? It's freaking already hot here. It's supposed to get extremely hot. I was gonna open the garage door, and I'm not going to, because it's actually nicer in here right now than it is outside. It's already muggy and hot outside, and it's actually kind of nice in here for now. So yeah. So the DeWalt number 2, I already screwed up one, has been decent. It works. If everything works out, I may actually turn around and sell it, because I really don't need 2 of these. I'd like to sell the old one, but the collet, where I stripped the collet, might not be such a good idea. Somebody else might have a problem with it. Although, that might be their problem. It was retapped, and it does work, but it's a little funky. And let's undo this. And she's out. DeWalt done. Okay, now the fun part. We gotta disassemble the whole Z carriage again. So, starting with the wires, unplug them. This thing's got to come off. And stop. Wires disconnected. This is going to come off. This is the only hard part about this whole thing, really. Motor's got to come undone. So you guys doing anything fun and exciting on this day? Anything? As you can see, I'm not really in a rush to do this. I got all day to do it. Oh, you got the clock? Is it awesome? Did you put a battery in it? You know what I forgot? I thought about it yesterday. I didn't give you a hanger. There's a little hanger that screws between the body of the clock and the clock mechanics. But the more I thought about it, with the legs and everything, the way I had to make that, I don't think it would work, because the clock would be too far off the wall. So you might be better off just putting 2 small screws with a piece of string or wire or something between it in the middle to hang it off of. It actually doesn't look too bad, huh? It came out better than it originally looked like it was gonna. And set screw is a different size. Set screw wasn't set. What do you know about that? It's alright. Motor's gotta come off. Spacer falls down in. This top plate has to come off. life. Can't read chat over there. Way over there on the little iPad. Let's not lose the little spacer like I did last time. Put that right there. Just come right up off. Bearing. I'm going to take the spacer off. Put it here with the other one so I don't lose it. And all of this can go away. Lego my ego. If I remember correctly, there was a small issue with the screws that the mount itself supplied because the heads were too big and rubbed on this channel, which is why looking, I see other people actually turn this around, mount this plate to this plate solidly, and then make this whole carriage go up and down, which at first I thought was just dumb. But the more I think about it, it might actually be a better option. But for now, I'm going to do it the way it's designed to do it. But then you know me, I'll modify the crap out of it anyways, because that's what I do. I'm never happy with anything stock. There was a paintbrush hair in there. Now, I ran the, what is up, Mr. Petzel? Wiring a 3-phase disconnect contract connector to our freight elevator. Well, that's probably a good idea. That just sounds like so much fun there, Dave. I didn't even post this anywhere, like on Facebook or Twitter or anything. So I don't know how many people I'm going to get in here. Don't really care. I was only doing it for the fun anyway. Okay, now I have to find the mount, which I put here somewhere. Remember how it all goes together. And it goes together this way. And it's a little off center, which I find very strange. Now I gotta find the holes again. Which holes did it use? It uses those holes. And this can go in there. If I remember correctly, I wanted to use a longer screw. Because I could. Stick out. Oh, that's flush. That's good enough. This one goes here. And this one goes here. Come on, let go. This tool is already wearing out. And when whoever, the guy who made this, I shouldn't say whoever, I know who it is, I can't think of his name at the moment. He made these holes almost too perfect in alignment, if that makes sense. But they do line up rather well to the open builds plate. would actually like more holes, and I may actually put more holes. Because the other thing I'd like to do is make it so I can access this through the plate. So eventually I may cut out the back of this plate so I can adjust this nut. Yeah, these came with the CNC. And they're not bad. I think it's as much these screws. They're they're good. I like the flush open build screw, but they're really made for a single use. They're not made to be taken in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out like I've been doing. And the socket, the socket head wears out a little bit, comes loose, and then the ball head jams in there. Why does that not look straight? I don't know, but it is. And then I need to put the washer back. Actually, put it back and drop the lead screw down into it. This one goes on there, and then this with the bearing goes on there. Goes that away. And these screws go into it. The good thing is if any of these do strip out, I have more because I like the open build screws. These low profile heads, they're much better than the crap you get off of Amazon. And I use them for all my 3D printers. Even though I'm whining they're wearing out, they're still better than the crap you can buy normally. And they're really not expensive. And you can actually buy similar from like Master Car and all those, but they're like 10 times the price. And I got some thinking, oh, they're better quality, and they are not. Matter of fact, I think they're exactly the same thing. There you go. These ball head are convenient, but they're not good for this, really. That is in there. Full smooth. Look at that freaking bead screw wall. I don't know if that's actually bent, but it doesn't. It's not really tight in the ball bearing, which is fine. It's tight up and down. It's got absolutely no up and down play, but it's got side to side play, which doesn't really matter, I guess. I mean, when you think about it, it has little or no bearing on how it works. I really don't like these things either. I want this like up here somewhere. I may just zip tie it. Put it right here and get rid of this all together. You know what? I think I'm gonna. Because I really don't like this clamp, the way it's set up. It's like a. It's too ballsy. That makes sense. It's too stiff. So is it this tubing. I mean, I don't know if they're saying, oh, it protects better or whatever, but it's really not any good for this kind of work. These are stiffer than what I used to put in my dragster. I'll just tie wrap that to this somehow. Got the tubes here, I can tie wrap it to it. Man, I might as well do that now. Thread in there, baby. Thread this one in there. Make sure they're all lined up. I kind of wish this had more support than just two. I wish I had two in the front. And I know why they don't. With the DeWalt router, there's not enough space here. The head would hit. But with this spindle, it won't. And I'm actually thinking about getting one of these plates right here, or taking this plate off. Although this is thicker this way, quite a bit thicker. But then I can put two more spacers in here and drop them down and have this motor a little less twisty. Not that I guess it matters. It just would make me happier. It would just make me happier. This, I want to do the clamp first. I know, actually, I say to do this first. That makes no sense, though. I'm relying on this thing. I guess the clamp tightens up that thing even more. Wrong one. I would think you'd want it to clamp to the lead screw first, and then just use the set screw as a secondary pincher. Alright, and stop. Which is another thing I'm not big keen on. I really wish it was like up here somewhere. Which I could now. You know what? I just might. Because that'll clear. And I can thread it right into these. And I believe that'll hit. And that gives me an extra, I don't know, 10 or 15 millimeters of clearance, which I was wanting anyways. Let's try it. Is it going to trip it, or is it going to hit first? It might hit first, because this is going to hit first. But there's always a way around it. It's called 3D printing. Yeah. But I wouldn't like it to be able to go to there. But that would give me this 20 or 30 millimeters of extra height, which would be nice. I need a coffee. What is up, Jerry? Did you figure your thing out with Jerry last night? What's up, Shane? Remounting the spindle. Yes, that is correct. I have it somewhat figured out now. I hope. It's me, so something's got to go wrong, but I am going to deal with it. That is what I'm going to do. Because it needs to be done. I wish I could put that like on here instead of on here. That's a lot of space I can't use. By having it there, it goes to about there. And it doesn't actually hit this plate. That's the other problem. I had to like remake this trigger right here, which you can't see. But I actually had to 3D print it because, and I can actually show you because I got to take it off anyways. Because it wasn't long enough. This little arm here, where's the camera on this side, wasn't long enough to the side, so that the plate was actually just like catching just the very edge of this. You can see where the seam is. it wasn't catching both. The second one wasn't here. I put this M3 screw in here, M2, M1, whatever it is, and doubled the width of this so it would actually catch. It was just barely touching the roller, which is not good. Don't like it. Just don't like it. Trying to think of how I can just make a frickin' drop down so it drops it down that little bit extra it needs. In a 3D printer. I have 3D printers. I can 3D print it. Yeah, lose all that height. Oh, well. For now, it's not a big deal. And I can plug this back in that way, and I can plug this back in this way. And I think I can just tie wrap that to that. This tube is like really stiff. You know what? I have my other tube right here. Maybe I'll make it orange. Where's white? Because this is stiffer than what I used to use in my dragsters back in the day. You know what? For now, I think I'm just going to tie wrap it to there. What did I do with my tie wraps? I brought a buttload of them out here. Now I'm just going to remember what I did with them. They are here somewhere. I know they are. But where? I got Velcro. Let's see. What did I do with the tie wraps? Uh-oh. Dropping wrenches and stuff. Some more wrenches. Time to do some organizing and cleaning up out here, I think. Oh, crap. Sit down. See you, Sergio. So anyway, yep, it's basically ready. Now all I gotta do is take the spindle and drop it in there and run the hoses, and the electrical wires, and plug it all back in. Yay, the part I really like. This part I don't mind doing. That's the part I don't like doing. You know what? I think I will just Velcro it on there. Where's my knife? Let's cut off a chunk of Velcro and just Velcro it on there for now. Yeah, so I don't forget it and leave it, and the wires all get torn up, and then I get pissed off. You know how that goes. But if I just slide this on here, and take this right here, and just wrap this around there. I unplug this first. It'll be easier. Get the hell out of my way. I kind of want it just going like that. I don't think it'll stay, but it will work good enough for now. Wait, nope, maybe not. Actually, it's not terrible. And it looks like it'll hold it temporarily. To try to push down into the plate now. The wires aren't hitting, so good enough for now. That's something I can fix later when I'm more in the mood. The good thing about these is they're magnetized, so I can pick up screws and stuff with them. Alright, let's bring the spindle and all its nightmares over. And water lines, hoses, and I have the bucket right here. I have the wire right here. Which I might as well unknot now. What in hell in creation do I got going on? Let's unknot that. That one knotted somewhere. I'm not really sure where. Alright. There's that. And that's going to go in there. And in there. And then down to the spindle. Now I'm like, let go of me. Jesus, why do wires like grabbing me? Cry out loud. They just love to grab me. And if I take this and make it somewhat neat, yes, I know this isn't perfect, but I'm going to get it somewhat neat. And over here out of the way for now. This is the stuff I hate. I hate wires and hoses and stuff that just doesn't want to lay flat and straight and do things. I like boards and wood and metal. Things that you pick them up and they stay in the shape they're supposed to stay in. Is the video somewhat stable? I hope. I hope. And let's bring the spindle over. And all its nice hoses and cables and crap. See, this is the crap I hate. All of this hosing. Everyone's like, oh, the water's not that big a deal. I kind of wish I'd just gone with an air cooled one. Tighten that? I believe so. I think I want it right around there. And I need a bigger thingamabobby. And I want to spin it this way. I want the water lines over there. And I think, don't drop. Should have brought this thing down. I'm feeding power back into the freaking thingamabobby. That's bottom. So that's about the height I want, because then I can have a bit under there. And it won't dig too deeply into the waste board here. Sorry, nope. Bad in the first place. So let's clamp that down. And I knock that off. This should help relieve the stress on these hoses once I tie wrap them to it. And this thing goes back on here like so. And I ran this yesterday with the water lines for like 3 or 4 hours and had no problems with it. So because that seems kind of loose. Cross thread or something. It's going on there enough. It worked. Yes, go down here. And these will go up here. They're all fucking twisted. I wish these things would straighten out better. I hate them all curlied up. They won't freaking straighten. I even tried heating them with a heat gun to straighten them out, and they just won't. I think I need to get like the really nice silicone ones. That's what I probably need to do. Wish I had one size bigger of this stuff, because I would put those both in there, but I don't think this will hold all that. No, big enough diameter. Yep. I can figure out what's wrong with that thing too. I stole this little thing from all the junk over there, and this little cabinet. You guys can't see it. This thing, but all the drawers catch right there for no apparent reason that I can find. So, let's see. Didn't I just have like a big chunk of Velcro that I just cut a piece off of? Oh, I did. There it is. And I can now take this and wrap it to this. My hands would function. And I got it over there, and I got some more of this stuff somewhere. I got a big old roll of it somewhere. My big old roll of Velcro-y stuff. I'm gonna put it in here. Tape. This. Now that catches. Figure it out. There it is. Roll of Velcro. This stuff's awesome. For this kind of stuff, it is the perfect answer. Let us straighten this out. Give it a little playroom. I have a feeling I'm going to have to move that. One over there. That's the whole point of just using the Velcro for now. And again, I'm going to find a better, much better method for doing this at some point. But for now, the Velcro works. This tubing is just obnoxious. It just curls up so badly. Wish it would lay flatter. It don't want to. It just don't want to. It just wants to be a pain in my butt. But in all reality, we're basically done. We're gonna add water to the pump and then fire it up. Run. Then she spins. And off. Isn't thing I noticed when you kill the power, there must be a big capacitor or whatever in the VFD of that thing. I killed the power. It's still going. Still going. Still going. Still going. And then it shuts off. The other thing I need to do is I need to tag that, put labels or something on that power strip so I know what's powering what. But in all reality, the spindle is mounted. I need to get some tie wraps, and I really need to find a better way to string it up. And I need to clean up. Clean up, clean up. And I need to put these bits that I bought and just left here. This is like the first real bit I bought. Ooh. This is more than most of the other ones all together. And I just toss it in because I won't be using it anytime soon, I have a feeling, until I get used to this thing more. Sort of. Yes, a little curmudgeon. I gotta find a better way to mount this thing. I'm actually trapping it in my... This is getting trapped in the workmate, which is probably not too good for my iPad. Sort of. I been back and forth with them. They I can actually show you if I have enough cord. It used to have, you can see it. It used to have compression fittings here instead of these barbs, and they broke, which was the problem. And it literally broke just pushing this tube onto it. I was just pushing it on, and it snapped off at the body. I went back and forth with them. They're like, we can't get them. We'd rather you get going. We're going to contact the original manufacturer of the unit and get some, but we're going to give you a $15 discount. Go buy some off of Amazon or something just to get yourself running. I was like, okay, I guess that works for me. So, yeah, there's that. And these barbed over the compression work just fine. I ran this thing for like 4 hours. The only people say is it moving back and forth will wear it out and start leaking over time. If I put a clamp on here of some sort, I'll probably just put twisted wire. And also I 3D printed this here support, which I'll tie wrap it to that, and that should lower the flexing to the point where I shouldn't have a problem. And to be honest, I actually like those better. The quality feel of these, they're much more solid than the stock things. The stock ones are kind of crappy. I put it mildly. So there it is. It's in there. It's mounted. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say Vivar is great. I've been a little disappointed with a lot of stuff. Their service hasn't been super fast, but that's not really their fault in a sense. Again, I did it over, most of the problems were over holiday weekend. They were closed. They're in California. I mean, generally, when I ask them a question, they give you a response, and it's usually halfway decent. It's just, it's almost always 24 hours minimum. And then sometimes it's taken me more than 24 hours to respond back, because one thing I do is when I do service texting / emails, I will not do them angry. So if I'm pissed off, I will not contact service. I wait until my head is calm so I can rate the person. Because the one thing I've learned is service people are just employees. They didn't do it, it's not their fault. And you get much better service by being polite and having information and, you know, just, you know, be nice to them. If you're pissed off and you go, yo, you're garbage, I don't want you gotta fix it right now, they're just gonna block you. Or they're gonna give you a bad response back. And you can't blame them. I mean, yeah, their job is to do service, but come on. If people are being jerks, you can't expect them to not, you know, have feelings. So I try not to respond when I'm pissed off, which has been generally every day with this thing. There's been so many, and they're all little things, but they just add up. I mean, the manual just is stupid, and I get it. It's chainless. It is what it is. But come on, that shouldn't even have been printed. These companies need to start hiring people. I mean, just give them $100 to say, here, read our manual and tell us what's wrong with it in English. I mean, when you have icons that are supposed to match the keypad of the VFD and there's no keystroke on a computer for it, so when you do your option whatever or control key, it gives you that stupid little generic box that means there is no key for this, and then print that and not go, hey, there's something wrong here. Yeah, I don't know. There's no quality control even in the manual. I mean, the information's there. They just took they basically took the Chinese manual, which it comes with the Chinese manual too. If I could read Mandarin, I would have been fine. They just took it and ran it through Google Translator, I think. And anywhere Google Translator said there's no English conversion for this Chinese symbol, it just makes that stupid little generic square box, a little rectangle that says there's no conversion. There's no keystroke here. There's nothing there. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? That stupid generic little box when the computer can't figure out what you're trying to type, or there is no, like some fonts will do that. If it's a font that doesn't really work with your computer or wasn't done correctly, you'll just get all those little triangles and like one letter and then a bunch of triangles and a symbol. Llama's always pissed off, pretty much all the time. So did you put a battery in that clock? I did test it for like an hour and make sure the clock actually went click. The cool thing is that clock's silent there, Sergio. I thought it was one of those tick, click, 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 click ones. It's not. It's a super silent, smooth, flowing. I was actually surprised because I got the clock itself is like $4 on Amazon. I got 2 of them for like $8.50 shipped. So yeah. Don't expect too much from that clock or for it to last too long. But you can get better ones and you can buy them on Amazon real cheap. I'll buy another cheapo one on Amazon. And these I will put back in the proper location of this here box for screws. And these are all 3 8mm. Yes, they are. And a nut. Nice. Oh my! These are all open build screws. They're very nice. I gotta say, they're my favoriteest M5 screw. They only come in the M5s, but they're definitely the low profile head is awesome, and they're strong, stronger than the crap you normally get off of Amazon. Now the next thing is to figure out how I'm gonna mount this. Now, if you look here, I don't know if you can see it, but this is actually smaller than this. I haven't measured it, but I can, because I actually brought this out this morning. And it is 54.14, which is 54, because this thing is not the most accurate. But if you look here, not that you can really see it, but this mount has a hole right here and a hole right here, and it's actually made to have a rod that goes down and has a free floating dust boot that goes over this that he makes. But it's $120 for a freaking dust boot, which is kind of out of my price range now. It looks cool and everything, but it just seems absorbent for a metal rod with some paintbrush hairs and a little, actually I think his is aluminum. And I actually like this better. I like the clear acrylic. Believe it or not, you can see in there. The other thing I'm going to miss, the DeWalt has lights on the bottom. There's little LEDs. When I fire it up, it lights up the workspace. Open Builds makes a little LED disc. It's not really made for the spindle. It's made for using with the R11 router. But I think I could mount it on here somehow, or just put an LED here somewhere so it lights up the workspace, and then use an acrylic cover. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to bore this out, because I think if I just set this on here like so, and I drill a hole that lines up with this and get a pipe or rod or something that I can put under here, I can just use this one. And that way, if I ever have to go back to the DeWalt, there's no modification. I just drop this on. And that seals up enough around there. The only thing I can't do is go higher if I don't drill it out. But I don't think I need to, because that's pretty high. You had the bit, and I'm like right flush. So I don't think I really need to go any higher. I wonder where that hits on that. Let's find out. What do I have that's long and pointy? Long and pointy, like a nail or a screw, but even longer. How about a drill bit? I have some really long drill bits. Is this the right diameter? This almost looks like it's the right diameter. It is too big. Ooh, it's actually the perfect diameter. Fits right in there a little too tight. Let's go one smaller. Which I have right here. Actually, maybe I'll go two smaller. Smaller? If I put this on here, this on here, I can put a little one right around there. Little mark that I can't see. I think it's right on top of the magnet almost. So I can shift it over there. Right there. You see it now. Is this my green pencil or a regular pencil? That's a regular pencil. That's alright. I'll mark it right there. That kind of hits the lower shoe. If you look, this is a magnet snap together, which is fucking awesome. If I kick it just slightly sideways, which I'm actually okay with, you can clear everything. The vacuum comes off this side like sewage. Really like it over here, but that ain't happening. And when I use a longer bit, I can drop it down. That's not that far off. Even with the short bits, that'll work. Shouldn't hit when I home. I take a permanent marker and I drop it down in there, I can get a better idea. Let's do that. Let's use a permanent marker. I have those out here somewhere. I have a blue one. A blue one should work. What do you think? I'm actually liking this a lot better now. That looks like it'll work. I don't know if you can see the little blue dot right here. But if I drill that out and make some kind of mount to go in this, which I should take some information down and measure it all up, I can probably just drill a hole through here, put a screw through the bottom of this into a freaking wooden dowel or something that I can slide up and down to get to it. And that should be out of the way enough where I can still get to the spindle, although I would like it even higher. I really would like it all the way up. I'll have to think about it. I could just make one completely from scratch, but I kind of like that clear acrylic. Coffee. Drill and tap. Yep. Problem is I don't have any taps that big. I got rid of all my taps. I don't have any tap or dies left. I mean, I got rid of them because they were old and crappy. They were abused and broken and rusted. I just bought some new taps, I don't know, a little while ago, but they're all kind of smaller sized. And I have to figure out some kind of rod or something to go down here. This thing's got a thing set screws here for M3s. He says right on it, just use an M3 screw. I'm almost thinking I have some white plastic pipe. Where is that? That's out here somewhere. I just thought of that. That might be that diameter. What did I do with that crap? I know it's here somewhere. It's yeah, white plastic pipe, kind of like regular PVC pipe, or it is pipe, but it's not. It's that kind of yellowishy white. I don't know. I don't remember what it was specifically for. I think it was actually for an airline my father was trying to do. To run airlines, hard lines instead of running flexi lines. And it never got done. But I'm pretty sure it's out here. I actually ended up using it for a stick with a cotton on it to clean out gutter downspouts. I jammed it down the downspout when I got jammed. I had a rag tied to it to clean it out. And it's here somewhere, so I know it is because I didn't throw it out. I just don't know where I put it because I just got too much crap out here. I gotta unload a lot of crap. A lot of crap. Everyone's like, oh, but you might use it someday. Yeah, but I might not use it someday. And the likelihood I might not use it someday is more likely than I will use it someday. So there's that. What if I just got a big long freaking bolt I can drop in there? I probably do. I probably have a lag bolt. I can just freaking drop down in there and screw into this. I don't know. That's for future thoughts and promises and crap. This is not really working well. Oh well. Better not, I guess. I can put it in a stand, but then it leans back and it just kind of points at the ceiling. I need to get like an adjustable. I need to get one of them mounts like I got in the house. And I can move it around out here. Oh, like a tripod. What did I do with that pipe? That almost looks like it's the right diameter and everything. It's damn close where I can spin it down. Not quite half inch. How big is it? I got this thing sitting right here. I can like measure it. It is 12.5 millimeters, which is how many inches? Half an inch, basically. Saying 4.999 63 1/28. One half. If I really push on it, it goes to 1/2. Half inch. Which I think that pipe is. I didn't think it was that big a diameter. What did I do with that pipe? That's a no-brainer though. I can get some half-inch OD rod or pipe and use that. Dan! What's up, Dan? Is that pipe over there? I think I see it. I'm gonna go and look. Oh, I'm kind of curious. Nope, not it. I have some half-inch water line, but half-inch water line is half-inch ID, not OD. I got some copper, but once again, I think you'll find it's ID, not OD. I know it is. All right, that's minor though. I mean, worst case scenario, I can tape that freaking thing up there. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm not highly motivated. Jeez, can I just dangle it from this crap? I have a bunch of this stuff, all in different colors. Well, the next thing to do is redesign this whole thing up here. And redesign that thing there so it trips earlier. So what I think I need to do is take this and drop it down a set amount. And once again, I need to be writing crap down. Somewhere out here I got a tablet. I mean I don't want to write it on the tablet because that'll make you guys go away. But if I take this off of here, and I put it back on there, this wrong way up here. Ugh. rotating. Oh, just some tie wrap. That's good. It was like really close. Like really, really close. Some guys have been putting it on the side over here and having it hit the wheels. I don't like it hitting the wheel. People don't realize the wheel, as it rolls, will push the lever and twist it. That's just not a good thing. So if I drop it, let's see. Basically the thickness of that panel, I believe, is about 8 millimeters. Inches. Millimeters. Wow, 12 millimeters. So if I make it drop 12 millimeters, it will trip on that just proper, and that should give me whatever the thickness of this whole unit is, extra height, which is good. 15 millimeter. So that gives me about a 15 millimeter height bonus for the bit, which is good because if I put a big bit in here, it'll be up above this lower plate instead of flush with it, which is good in reality. So that's my next nightmare. Yeah. Alright, I think I'm gonna kill it, guys. It's been fun, it's been real. I'm gonna go back inside and think and do some stuff and be a little more motivated. I'm trying to think of where I had some pipe for this thing too, where I could just make this work. Or if I have any more acrylic, I think I might have some acrylic somewhere. I can make one of these even better. Not better, but without damaging that one. But being able to just frickin' mount it with some 1/2-inch pipe and put a screw in there and adjust it up and down would be awesome. I still think I wasn't gonna, but I think I would open this up so it goes up that extra 15 or 20 millimeters of height, so I can bring it right up to this plate. That way I can get it the hell out of the way and then drop it down when I need it. We shall see. I would like to make it smaller too. I wish I could make it like come off the side right here. That'll clear the tower. Let's fire it up for a second and move this thing around. Oh, wrong one. There you go. Open build, Wi-Fi connected. Wish I could find a way to keep this thing dust free. Get everything else in there, which isn't sealed, but it's definitely better than just sitting out in the open. Don't really want it sealed. Okay, why isn't it connecting to the Wi-Fi? Should have connected by now. Am I hogging all the Wi-Fi with the tablet? Go ahead, Dan. I'm gonna kill it in a minute anyways. So go ahead. Go do a Twitch. I don't know why you do Twitch. I hate Twitch. Twitch sucks. Why isn't it connected to the Wi-Fi? That's weird. Let's kill it and try again. I wonder if this thing's hogging all the Wi-Fi. Yep, there it goes. Went right through that time. Firmware up to date, girdle connected, and boom, done. Girdle alarm. I can't home it. Put that back. So let's put that back. At least temporarily. Now I can home it again. And then I believe if I put this here, it's not going to be in the way. It's not going to hit. Although it will if I'm down here. I can bring it about to there. And about hit here. What the fuck's the problem? Yeah, that would hit. But I can bring it right to there, which is good. It hits the end stops really hard. So there's that. There's a thought process I got to deal with. And I could gain that height. That's probably the first thing I'm going to do is gain some height. And I think I'll like it better. Though the spindle's in the way now, I'm attaching it. But that's an easy fix. You like attaching it up there better. Getting the clearance. Alright, I'm killing it. You guys have a great afternoon. I might come over and see you there. Hey, Ethan's dad, Marcus. If you're going to fire it up there, Danny. Oh, he already put it. I was going to say put a Twitch link in there, but it's already there. So, see ya. Everyone go over and hang out with Dan. Laters.